It is Tuesday night, so you know what that means. It is time for the final whistle to bring you the very best in Alabama football, and that's absolutely what we're going to do tonight. Look, guys, season's ramping up, and we're ready to ramp the hell up with it. So get rowdy. The chat was bumping before this thing got going, so I know it's going to be hot tonight. We love you guys, Keith, Jeff. Who's Van? Van, you're in there? Oh, man, you're on our own guy. Man, you're with us now. You're not just a chat guy. Look, we're going to get rowdy tonight. We got a big game going up to Missouri. I've got my crew, my hard-hitting Avengers with me, and we're going to talk some big-time Alabama football. But let me introduce the panel before we do that. Dan, how is it going over in Georgia, good sir? The man with all the recruiting, the man with all the dance moves, the man that has to keep his little brother in check with the crock pot. What's going on, good sir?
Nothing, man, not a whole lot. It's been, sweet. It's been sweet few weeks, Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Glad to be here with my Crimson Avengers. I'm very excited, man, and I'm feeling good going into Como.
There you go. If Dan's feeling good, I'm feeling good. I know LaToya's feeling good. I know Bob Rutherford, who's always giving us love here at the Final Whistle, is feeling good. But how's my man who's a little more like me on the skeptical side of life, Van, the man Edwards, feeling tonight?
Man, I'm doing good. Happy to see Bama win another game. May have some issues with some things. You know me, realistic about some things. But, hey, I'm hearing people talk about Missouri being a trap game, a sleeper game. And I'm sorry, if you're going to play another top 25 team and that's a sleeper team, you weren't going to be a playoff team to begin with. So I don't think anybody is hearing that noise in Tuscaloosa when they travel to Missouri. They're not going to be paying attention to none of that crap. So, yeah, man, I can't wait to get the show started.
Good stuff, man. I think you make a great point. We keep referring to trap. That might be dead wrong. If you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't, Missouri's a damn good football program, so you better buckle up your chin strap. And a man who is never scared to buckle up his chin strap and let everybody know how it is, Lou Sean. How are you doing this evening, sir?
You know what, guys? It's Tuesday, the best night of the week with the best crew in the land, talking about the greatest school on the planet. And it's football season. What more do you want? Petty, I can't wait to get into this. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of things happened over the weekend. A lot of things happened because some stuff happened over the weekend. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Petty, take us off.
Let's get into it. Like my man Lou said, we have a packed show for you tonight. We're going to, first of all, talk about who should be starting on this offensive line. I mentioned it's getting better, but there's been some shuffling. You've noticed some guys are playing some different positions already, and it seems to be working. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about Dime Bag Diego and the reckoning Bama put on that Vandy ass and put them back in their place. We're going to finish up that and then move ahead to the mighty Mizzou and what they want to do against Alabama with this big, bad running game and apparently Penn State's better quarterback. Then we're going to finish it up, man. Freshmen keep making plays for this Alabama Crimson Tide team. Freshmen stepping up, and we're going to talk about it. Guys and gals, we got a jam-packed show, like I said. So get in that chat, get hopping, get the questions going. We will get to them at the end of the show tonight. Hit that like and subscribe. And before you do all that, give some love to the people that keep the lights on here at the Final Whistle, and that's Title Towel. There's a wave rising in the South, and it's not the ocean. It's the Title Towel. The ultimate symbol of Bama power, brought to you by WhitWillSports.com. Whether you're in Bryant-Denny or repping from your living room, the Title Towel brings the heat. Crimson, bold, unapologetically Alabama. And right now, you can wave yours for less using the promo code WHISTLE at checkout and get 20% off at WhitWillSports.com today. Join the wave, wave the power, get your Title Towel today at WhitWillSports.com. Whitwill, we know you're in the chat. We love you. Rhett Pridmore, what's up, man? Welcome to the show tonight, good sir. I think I saw a Nitra pop in there, so giving Dan a roll tide. I think that's why Dan was dancing earlier. But check those guys out. Whitwill Sports, they're the best. WhitWillSports.com. Keith, you got it right. It's not double agent Petty anymore. Guys, I'm a full-blown triple agent at this point. I was spotted last Friday night at a South Florida game wearing green. It is what it is. They put it to the Charlotte, whatever, Miners. I'm full-blown triple agent. But what I'm not a triple agent to is Title Towel, the best in the damn business. Get it before you head up to Como. Is that where it is? What is it? Como, Missouri?
Columbia, Missouri. Yep.
Let's go. Chase Daniels, is he walking through that door? No, but Privula is. But before we get to it, man, let's get to that elephant in the room. If you've noticed, this stud named Carroll is starting to get more and more reps on that outside as the offensive grows. It looks like Proctor's coming into the offensive lineman. Everybody wanted him to be. Cam Dewberry's become a road grader at that left guard. But, man, you've seen movement like our boy Caden Formby has moved inside. They've done a little bit of shifting. So, guys, the offensive line's kind of been – people have been kind of almost griping. Why is it constantly rotating? But if you notice, it keeps getting better each week. So let's talk about it. Elephant in the room. Who should the starting offensive line be heading into the weekend? Dan.
Simple, man.
Simple. There you go.
We're solidified. I'm gonna tell you, man, we're solidified at 4 positions on the offense. Our big question is right guard. That's the issue. Right guard. We solidified right tackle with Michael Carroll. So the question is, between the 3 candidates we have, who's gonna step up? So is this another situation where during the season we have to bring in someone to inject some energy to this unit? We've had a history of doing it throughout the years, whether Deontay Brown, Jaden Roberts, guys in the past, Lester Cotton, so the question is, who's going to be that guy this year? And it's a lot of things. We got guys that are capable, but we got injuries, whatever, psychological things, but we got to get it fixed before we, get into the playoffs. So with that being said, I think, by far the most talented of the bunch is Jaden Roberts.
Well, yeah.
And so it'd be put Jaden Roberts in, man, and let them figure it out. But the coaches know, something we don't apparently. So with that being said, we're in the situation we are until we solidify that right guard position.
I tend to agree with you, Dan. I think Carroll's come in and kind of claimed that spot. Proctor is a no-brainer. I think, Parker's also a no-brainer. And I think Dewberry has shown to be kind of that guy. He's done a hell of a job, but there is kind of a rotation fan at that guard with Gino Vandermark. A lot of people are asking, man, Roberts preseason All-SEC. He's got all you see these strength numbers, all this stuff, and now they're moving, Formby inside. It's become almost a 3-man rotation. What's going on at that guard spot that you see, and who do you think is going to finally step up and take it?
Look, man, I got nothing personal against Roberts. I like the guy. I think he's a good kid. He's got to keep working, though, because there's some things he's doing that you can pick apart on film. And getting injured at certain times, it's not your fault. But that next man up mentality that Alabama's got right now, you'll lose that job, man. And so for me, starting 5, left tackle's easy, obviously. Proctor, he's becoming a better player every game this season, in my opinion. He's living up to his billing. But I want to see him do it consistently throughout the season because we've seen peaks and valleys with him in the past. But as of right now, yeah, he's playing fantastic. Left guard's obviously Cam Dewberry. He's been good, maybe great at times. I mean, he's opened some huge holes for Jam Miller the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, he's obviously going to be in there. Parker Brell's for the most consistent lineman on the team, and he may be the best lineman in college football. He's definitely the best center, in my opinion. That's a no-brainer.
Great.
So when you get to left guard, everybody's going to be like, what do you mean? You've been picking him apart all year. I got Formby. He's been across the board, man. I've seen him play so bad you wanted him benched. I seen him get graded as the highest lineman in college football 2 weeks ago. He's played tackle for the majority of his time at Alabama, but I like him better at guard. what I've seen the last 2 weeks, he's kind of showed me he's working really hard. He's getting good push. He's getting more aggressive. He's getting meaner. So, like, I'm looking for that. Although I did think Geno Vandermark played extremely well at guard against Vanderbilt, man. He was doing some pulling out there. Right tackle, Michael Carroll. I like the push. He gets off the ball. He gets nasty with his hands. And he ain't scared of fast edge guys either. He'll physically dominate guys. I like his work ethic. I like his mentality. And I think, for me, that'd be the 5 I would want to go out there and try to road grade some players with.
I think both of y'all nailed it perfectly. And look, man, Carroll, I can't say it enough. Prototype offensive linemen that come out are going to be like their day one. It's like he's out of the mold. That kid looks like he's out of the mold. And I do think the offensive line, which was a worry week one, has now become, people just didn't look right. I think it's one of the strengths of the team, which is helping Ty. But Lou, you're never short on words. These guys broke it down pretty good. Do you see it any different? Is there any way that you would mix it up that they didn't mention, or do you agree with them?
We're talking about the offensive line. And in the case what I see Ryan Grubb wanting to do with this offense, he's going to want the most athletic group that gets the best push on the field. And I don't even think we've maybe even seen that lineup yet. I think that they've experimented to see what they've got. I don't think that experiment is even over yet because they're still trying to test it against different type of defenses to see what works the best. Obviously, my left tackle will be Caden Proctor, Cam Dewberry, Parker Brailsford. Now, the right side, this guy hasn't really gotten a lot of blow yet, but if Jaden Roberts is hurt, and he's actually hurt, and that's what he's actually hurt, then my pick would be Willie Sanders,
big one
at right guard. If you haven't seen that dude in the trenches when he's been in, how he's been able to move people in space, and we're talking like some serious, like meaty guys. I would think, especially once you get in this SEC type play, you want a mauler, and he's proven that he is absolutely a mauler. And give me the guy that me and Dan said was eventually going to take this job, Michael the King Carroll. I'm telling you what, dude was a top graded freshman offensive lineman last week, and he's going to do nothing but rise up this mountaintop, guys. I'm telling you, Michael Carroll's coming, and I think William Sanders, and I'm not taking anything away from Geno. Geno's a bad dude, but I feel like the offense that they want to run would run better with Sanders because I feel like he's better out in space, and I feel that he's just meaner. And in this type of the SEC, you want your meanest 5 dudes out there that know what the hell they're doing. So that's my 5, Petty.
No, I love it.
Lou, I'm going to say this, man. That would probably be the most athletic offensive line in the country.
No, and to give you and Dan your flowers, y'all, even preseason, we're all over that this Carroll kid's going to be the guy eventually on this offense. Like, he's going to take over a position. He's that guy, and he has been. But to kind of put a bow on what y'all talked about, and even with Vandermark, Lou, it's kind of a good problem to have. That means you're building depth. And I think one of the things fans, come on, man, fruit sometimes takes a minute to bear. And last year, shit was kind of wonky. But everybody's like, our offensive line, we got this cap. We hear he's a Joe Moore Award winning offensive line coach. That's what was so badass at Washington, his offensive line. We didn't see it last year. Look at it now. He's built like through rotation and moving. Like you said, Formby, he's a tackle. Most coaches would have left his ass at tackle when Drone or failed. He's now moved him inside. And like Van mentioned, he's excelling at he looks even better at that position and showing it might be the spot for him. So again, hats off to Cap. You're seeing the fruits of why he's such a damn good offensive line coach, because I absolutely believe this has become, a strength of this team. Guys, anything else to add? Like I said, got to give Lou and Dan the flowers on the Carroll call because he, like I said, absolutely is the mold and the guy. But anything else, y'all's final thoughts on this offensive line? You got one, Lou?
Yeah, and to put an exclamation point on that, I said that he would do the exact same thing that Tyler Booker did that came from IMG Academy, which in turn he's doing. Split time until he eventually takes over a starting position, which he's going to do.
Good stuff. Well, guys, when I don't know, when you're 26 years old or 40 years old or however the whole Diego Pavia is, you've been around long enough to know that you don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. And you don't talk shit to the University of Alabama football team. It never effing works. And then you don't talk shit the prior week and show up in Bryant-Denny with a target on your back and do shit like practice kneeling, grabbing your crotch. Look, again, those people that you were doing all that shit to weren't playing in the game. But, man, the beehive that dumbass created. I don't know, karma, you can believe what you want about it, but that dude got his football karma for this last year in the reckoning of Alabama. So it wasn't just a Vandy reckoning. It was probably a dime bag Diego, maybe the scuzziest player since Johnny, who happened to be on the sideline scumming it up as well. So congratulations. Welcome to the club. You made Vanderbilt very hateable, and you got your ass kicked. And for those who took Bama minus 10.5, I'll be real. I'm going to take 10 seconds. If you could have had a camera on me the last few minutes of that game, and I'm like, all right, Vandy, we got 2 timeouts. You got to get a stop here in the red zone so we can kick a field goal and cover the spread. All that happens, and DeBoer trots out the offense. And I'm like, DeBoer, what are you doing? This isn't the NFL. We don't just win games. We cover spreads here. This is real winners cover. And, dude, when Jam broke that, I don't know if y'all could hear me yelling from Tampa. I was going ape shit. So suck it, Vandy. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let y'all take off with the reckoning. I'm going to go counterclockwise because I want to hear Lou, who I know was ready to give those Vanderbilt hell. Give me your final thoughts on taking the doors down.
Well, Diego poopy pants. I saw him do something at the beginning before the game that was a failed impersonation of the King of Pop, God rest his soul, Michael Jackson, his crotch grabbing. I was like, man, now that's just wrong. First of all, Alabama might have a 17-year-old or two on the team, and he's definitely like 26. So that he could be charged for that in the state of Alabama. Second of all, we held Vanderbilt to 136 yards rushing. I know everyone's like, well, it was 136 yards rushing. Yeah, but 100 yards of that was on 2 plays. One long touchdown run by their running back that somehow found a hole where Deontay Lawson felt like not feeling it. Hashtag usually doesn't. And then the other was a scamper by the quarterback, which another one of our edges forgot to, plug the edge. So, but other than that, we pretty much shut that shit down. And as far as him passing, yeah, they might have gotten a little bit, but not much. So as far as I'm concerned, Vandy came in there, their running back was talking shit, their defense was talking shit, and I'm pretty sure Ty Simpson went in there and passed on him. I mean, what was he, 340 yards, 23 for 31, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 7 of 15 on 3rd down, 2 of 3 on 4th down. I mean, that's not too bad. And then Jam Miller comes back for his homecoming and just smashes 136 yards in a tutty. Like, excuse me, I'm Jam Miller. This is my house. Vandy ain't coming in here doing shit. And just to put this little exclamation point, James Smith, we feel you, brother. We all felt that one.
Oh,
we all felt that one.
You saw the look in his eye. It's a look that makes every true Bama fan really giddy.
Because what I've been asking for, that one dude on the team that just wants to hit him up. James Smith had to sit out, and I think they made a mistake. You don't sit an animal on the side and just dangle a steak in front of him. And they did that for an entire half of football. And I think that might have unlocked something. And at the same time, his running mate Quay's on the sideline. So that might have just unleashed something in James Smith that I'm not sure Mizzou's going to be ready for.
I saw some Alvin Mack, like straight kill everybody. And man, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this kid's pissed off. That's not good for anybody. Speaking not good for anybody, it's when this man takes Mike and lets you know what's up. Van, your final thoughts on this Vandy reckoning?
Well, if it's good with y'all, man, I'm gonna kind of drop it like I did last week, where I just kind of give my notes that I made throughout the game and right after the game. Few things I wrote down. Bad run fits early. Allowed for more than half of Vandy's run production. Mental errors, bad angles, once again caused issues. But it was great to see them clean it up. Fantastic adjustments made in the second half by the coaching staff and the players. But I need to see 4 quarters of mistake-free football before I crown this team a great defense. Because we are going to face better offenses going forward. I thought the defensive line played their best game as a collective group and really helped this team lock in the second half. I was happy to see some bare and tight looks against Vandy from the D-line. So, yeah, mistakes were made early on, but this defense is getting good. Ryan Grubb has brought an amazing play-calling dynamic to this team. We are more balanced. The run game is starting to catch up, and we look dangerous on offense. That being said, let's stop getting so damn cute in the red zone. We left a lot of points on that field due to some weird play calls on third downs. If we only need 1 or 2 yards, just hand jam the damn ball and let's don't overthink this. Going forward with the offense, for me, 16 points combined in the last 2 second halves isn't enough for the firepower we possess. I feel like we get a little complacent with a lead and we throttle down a little bit. And I know what everybody's saying. You don't want to show everything. I didn't think you had to show everything. I think you could have showed them things they'd already seen. It wouldn't have mattered. Their secondary looks shell-shocked to me. This offense feels like it's about to break open and wreak havoc in the SEC. We got the coaching staff and the players to do that. The stats look good, but stats don't win games. Touchdowns do. So I'd like to see us convert a little bit more in that red zone, not 3 points, but 6. The offensive line was not perfect, but they continued to build on their dominant performance against Georgia. I think they're getting better every week as we plug and play at key spots to find our most well-rounded lineup, which we sort of covered earlier. Special teams. They suck. They're going to cost us somewhere down the line if we don't get this sewed up. Not only are we inadequate from 40-plus yards, but I don't like what I see from our kickoff coverage either. Our punter had a bad one that hit a wall of wind, but he's been the most consistent special teams player up to this point, so I'm not going to get on his ass too bad. Individually, Jam Miller continues to show why he could not be replaced in the early part of the season. Hard-nosed running ability, breaking tackles, choosing the correct lanes, having patience for the blocks, and most importantly, his pass protecting skills puts a bigger divide between him and anybody else in the depth chart. We've already covered Jaden Roberts. Look, Bama fans yearn for a lineman touchdown. Caden Proctor might end up being the most popular player in college football this year. But what I need from him isn't a run or a pass. I want to see if he can kick field goals. Because clearly we have issues there. His blocking's been top-notch, and truthfully, I feel like he's living up to that projected top 10 spot. And if he keeps playing like he's playing and getting better, he'll be a top 5 guy. But can we please see if he can kick field goals? Because I'm already not a special teams guy. I don't like kickers. They're not really part of the team. They're kind of basket cases mentally. And, you've got one job, and I need you to do it a little better than you're doing it. Parker Brailsford continues to be the unsung hero, not only of the offensive line, but maybe of the entire offense. Mm-hmm. He's a proven leader with skills to back it up. Best center in college football. And I'll make this quick. Ryan Williams had a great game. Jerry Bernard had a great game. But let's don't overlook Isaiah Horton's use of size and strength to be an almost automatic first down conversion.
Mm-hmm.
He's a scary mix of size and speed, and he will be a matchup nightmare for any defense we face. Josh Cuevas, we don't talk about him enough. He is a gadget player at tight end, and that sounds crazy, but he is, because he blocks as good as he catches, and he does both well. And let's give a little shout out to our boy Justin Jefferson, because I've been hard on his ass this year, man. He played a hell of a ball game, I felt like.
Play the game.
14 tackles, a sack. I mean, he was all over the field, and that's what I expect from him. So I want to see it going forward. We know he can do it now. He's got to do it consistently. Dan?
He made the play of the game, man. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
Man, driving down there, and the kid makes the strip. Criticize away, but you also give flowers when flowers are due. The kid was all over the field. He did make 14 tackles. He had a hell of a game. Great breakdown, Van. I like the way you do that. I like that you go through your list, the pros and the cons and all that good stuff. And I agree. We've also been hard on Ryan Williams up until the drop at the very end when I was hoping for the cover. He actually played his best game. Didn't have it was a clean game to that point from Ryan. But no doubt. Isaiah Horton, I think, was a little injured coming out of camp. We're seeing why many thought that he could also be a first-round pick type of receiver. He's playing like it now. But I'm done yapping, because I'm going to let the man put a bow on it like nobody else can. And that's one Dan James.
Yeah. Ditto what you guys were saying. Yeah. Run fit in the first half, it was atrocious. Jam Miller coming back, man, that's going to be a huge shot in the arm to the offense. And like you said, as far as Justin Jefferson, he maybe, found his niche. Let him, fly around on the defense, kind of like what we did with Jahad Campbell. We were able to let Jahad Campbell move around, make plays. So, maybe we own to something with that. But one thing I want to acknowledge was the job that we did this year on Eli Styles. We did a tremendous. He killed us last year, and we hardly even heard his name called. Saturday, and that was a whatever game plan we had for him. Shout out to Kane Womack. We give him a hard time, but he's made some great second half adjustments. We originally thought this guy couldn't make adjustments. That used to be our thing with him. And the we've been all over this little 3-3-5 defense, but it's been getting us results the last few weeks. So they're continuing to show improvement, but there's going to come a time this year where we're going to need the defense to carry us a game or two. It happens. So we shall see, but we got to do a better job of stopping the run. We really, right now we're 13th rushing defense in the SEC, and that's not Bama ball. We really got some stuff we got to clean up with that. So, overall, great game. Great second half. We talk about finishing. We played a much better second half a couple of times this year, but we need to continue with this trend, because we're going into the number one rushing offense and the number one rushing defense. We'll get into more of that later, but those are some of the things that stood out to me.
Dan, great breakdown, but also it was almost a perfect segue into what we're talking about with Missouri, because you said you brought up some of the issues. The run game is still a problem. Look, and again, credit to Kane Womack. Lou, you sent that stat, 16 points second half last two games. That's making adjustments and two good offenses. But we may be facing the best offense we've faced yet and the most balanced. You talk about that run defense. Let's jump into it. What's Missouri wanting to do? And if you haven't been paying attention, I know it's hard to watch Missouri all the time, and I'm not exactly sure who they face. We'll get into that. But this running game with Ahmad Hardy and the backup Jamal Roberts is the real damn deal. Hardy's leading the SEC in rushing right now. His yards after contact is also leading. So that means when the kid's a freaking tank to bring down. I mean, he's that big, Adrian Peterson looking son of a gun. So the linebackers, Jefferson, who we're just giving some flowers to, well, you throw those flowers in the garbage can and buckle your chin strap up, kid, because this is a game that's going to be really relying on our defense's front seven ability to stop the run, because that's what Missouri's going to want to do out of the gate. So with that said, and I'm gonna bounce it right back to you, Dan, because you're kind of setting that up yourself. You're worried about the ability to stop the run game. What do you think? Do you see that as what Mizzou is going to key in on this week to try to beat Bama?
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's they're going to do what they do best. And they know it. They're looking at it, and they're kind of licking their chop. They're like, we can really gash this Alabama defense. We're gonna make them bring the safeties up. Sometimes the safeties are undisciplined with their eyes, and so that's something they're gonna try to exploit. They're gonna look for an opportunity to make chunk plays, to push the ball downfield. But you best believe they're gonna lean on the offensive line and the running game to try to attack and keep the game close.
I'm gonna mix it up, Lou. Have you had a chance to watch what Prebula, who appears to be the better of the two quarterbacks that was at Penn State right now? But again, I don't know exactly the competition they faced. South Carolina's not the defense they were last year. They don't have the secondary of Alabama. We talked about that. I don't know if y'all threw the numbers out and my brain was going crazy, but 190 yards passing? We're still not giving. Best passing defense in the SEC. We're into October. At some point, your numbers are what that you say they are. How do you see Mizzou trying to attack this Bama team Saturday, Lou? What do they want to do?
Well, Petty, if we're going to do some numbers, let's drop some numbers on it. They have the top overall running back in the country. There's no one that stands higher as of right now. They have the third overall rushing attack as far as team ball. But as far as the top running back in the country, they got him. We faced him last year. He was on the University of Louisiana Monroe, and he gashed us in. The kid's exciting. But as far as their passing game, in my opinion, this guy is blowing Drew Aller, whatever his name is at Penn State, out of the water. Now, he might be in a better system. He's obviously in a better conference with better coaches, so that might help the whole decision-making thing. He doesn't got a guy that can't win a top 25 game to save his life calling plays for him anymore. But I digress. Bro Pibola is a senior. He has thrown for 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and completes 75% of his passes. So he's not going to be lax with the football, although he has thrown 3 interceptions. And he's been sacked 12 times. So if we can pressure him, I think we could get him to turn the ball over. He's got some receivers, but the receivers aren't big. They're a little bit undersized, very speedy. Kevin Coleman Jr. is their leading one. He's about 5'11". The same thing with Marquise Johnson. He's a little shorter too. Now, a thing that Alabama fans need to be aware of is Brett Norfleet. He is a 6'6" tight end, and he is a red zone nightmare for teams. They like to go to him a lot in third downs and when it counts. Now, flipping back over to, I see a lot of people in the chat have asked about Mizzou's defense, and I'm going to answer that question right now. They are heavy on making plays with their linebackers. Mm-hmm. They are heavy in it. They actually lead the country right now in run defense. They're giving up 62.4 yards per game. That's an average 2.4 yards per carry. They're not giving up touchdowns. They got 33 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions as a team, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 recovered. They're only giving up 141 yards through the air, so their secondary is pretty good too. But their rush defense is the top notch in the country. Now, I don't know how many people have seen it, but the graphic's been posted. I think their strength of schedule is like 101 compared to Alabama's, which is at 3. So
106, yeah.
Some of these numbers might be a little bit exaggerated, but They do got some guys that can come after the passer. They got a pretty good linebacker in Josiah Trotter. Name might sound familiar. He is from PA. Nicholas Rodriguez, he's a playmaker for him at linebacker too. Khalil Jacobs is a very familiar name to our defensive coordinator. And Damon Wilson, a Georgia transfer, who has been wreaking havoc on the edge for them. He's got 3.5 sacks. So these guys can come after the quarterback. And this is going to be a game. This team is very, very good, and they're very, very good at home. They haven't been road tested, and they're not going to be much road tested, as we were discussing in the green room. So home field is a big advantage for them. They like to take advantage of it with a lot of highly emotional plays, and their coach likes to feed off that momentum. But if they don't have the football, we play time and possession. I think we'll be in good shape to stop them. Petty?
Good stuff. No, love that breakdown, Lou. All right, Van, I'm going to go a little different with you. Have you a little cocktail on Friday night, slip into your Bama PJs, pull up your Bear Bryant covers over your top, and you fall asleep. And the ghost of football future comes to you in your dreams and says, Van, Missouri wins tomorrow. I'm sorry. You wake up from that dream and like, son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just want to tell that fun ass story. if that does happen though, and you wake up from that nightmare, why is that the case? How does that happen?
Well, if that was to happen, and I don't think it will, but to give you something here, it's because we allowed them to win the time of possession battle like they've done against everybody they played this year. Mm-hmm. And they ran the ball effectively, and we couldn't stop it. That would be how they beat us, in my opinion. Yeah, their quarterback has looked good. They do a lot of play action, working off that run game. You can't have a singular focus when it comes to them. I'll tell you something, man. They're averaging like 8 to 10 points per quarter, but they really seem to pour the coal on in the second quarter. They're averaging like 15 points right there. So, you know, we've been a second half team defensively and a first half team offensively. So I think we're going to have to play a little bit better across the board in this game. And that's not to say Alabama's not good enough to beat Missouri, because I think we got the better players. I think we got the better coaching staff, and that's not taking anything away from Eli Drinkwitz, who I think is one of the better coaches in football.
He's a good
His
coach.
Ability to find talent and develop it has been really good, and Vegas must feel something because that line's awful close on them betting odds.
It's stinky.
It is a little stinky. Dude, Ahmad Hardy is a hell of a running back, and you better come in and gang tackle him. I mean, that arm tackling stuff like Jefferson was pulling earlier in the year, he'll be gone. He's got more yards after contact than he did before. That's something to think about. Like that's a crazy stat. So this is not a guy you let get to the second level, because he might get gone just breaking tackles on you. That being said,
yo, I got something I want to add real quick.
Go for it.
I think that Kane Womack's defense, however, it might not have been geared to stop Georgia's running game, I feel like his defense might be geared to stop this type of a running back. Because in Kane Womack's defense, it's preached about the swarm.
Mm-hmm.
It's preached about running to the football. And in this game, this is the type of running back that is going to try to bounce off tackles. He's going to try to use that yards after contact to try to spring sprout his game. And I think that Kane Womack's defense is actually geared to stop exactly this type of running back.
Ooh, Lou. And man, if you want to throw in some tape, historical tape, his defense is his daddy's defense.
Mm-hmm.
When his daddy was, double agent here at Ole Miss, they faced Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette with that defense. And Lou, it just brought this up. The way that defense attacked Henry, that they slowed Henry greatly. with that style. And look, that's not saying that Henry's the best. I think Henry's the greatest running back of all time. Leonard Fournette's a freak of nature. But to your point, those defenses are designed with that swarm to hit you before you get going. And no, I think that's actually a really low-key, deep dive there, Lou, that is a great point that we could see come to fruition Saturday, right, where the defense actually stops this kid for the first time, because there is that element, guys. I mean, we just heard a guy, again, I'm going to go back to Gabe DeArmond that's just on. He's not a homer, and he'll tell you, like, they haven't faced a team like Alabama yet. They haven't been popped. We popped Georgia before they popped us. So, Van, you got your hand up. Go ahead, bud.
I wanted to finish something up here. They do a lot of outside zone scheme, and like we talked about with the run, they do a lot of intermediate passes to kind of keep the defense all honest. So you got to reevaluate your position, especially in the middle of the field. That being said, they favor their left side of their line, and I think Alabama can and will take advantage of that. A lot of play action. We're going to have to be disciplined. But if we can take the run game away like I think we possibly can if guys do their job, I don't think they want to be one-dimensional trying to throw the ball against one of the best secondaries in college football. Mm-hmm. So that, to me, I mean, hard is the key. I mean, if you can slow him down and make him ineffective and keep them in long third-down situations, I like our odds, man.
Good stuff. Dan, Lou, anything else to close this one out?
Yeah, to answer that question that you gave Van, what would have to happen? I don't really see time of possession as a factor, because we got that bend but don't break defense.
Yeah.
For us to lose this game, I guarantee you we would have to lose the turnover battle. That's simply put, that's the only scenario where we lose. Yep. And I understand it's two different coaching staffs, but since Missouri's been in the SEC, they're 0-6 versus Bama with it's been a 28-4 touchdown difference. So I don't see that changing anytime soon, to be honest. So, but we'll get more into that. But long as we win the turnover battle, don't turn over the ball, we're going to win this game.
And you brought up a good point, and I want Lou to answer this too, because I like this question, and I put it on Van, and you answered it. I want Lou to answer. He gets told by the ghost of football future that this goes bad. Why did it happen? But you're right, Dan. Drinkwitz kind of falls under that category Kiffin was in before he beat Georgia and LSU, and then at LSU again this year. Like, hey, he's got the program to this level. Now they beat all the teams they're supposed to. And in their last 31 games, they're 26-5 as well. Missouri is a winning program. And they did get the win against Ohio State in a bowl game, but they don't beat the Bamas. They got smoked last year in Tuscaloosa. I know their backup quarterback was in. I don't give a shit. They still got smoked. But they don't beat the Georgias when they play. Georgia comes there. They get them on the ropes. Georgia finds a way to win. Their 5 losses are against, let's be real, the big boys of the SEC. And I think that's a good question that, can they get over the hump against one of the SEC heavyweights and not just the Kentuckys and the Arkansas and all that? But Lou, not to keep rambling on that, I want to hear your thoughts on this. You hear the downside. Why? I love that Dan went with the turnovers versus the time of possession. What do you see it being one of those that would be Bama's Achilles heel or something else?
I don't really see Achilles heels, Petty. You know that.
I know. I was waiting, asking you this question. Actually, you'll love this. Keith came in the chat on the.
Well, hold on.
And he said, "Don't piss Lou off tonight." And I said, "I'll try not to, but no promises."
Hold on. I'll entertain that question.
Placate me, Lou. Placate me.
I'll bite. Semantically, let's say this guy could run. He's a little bit fleet of foot, not like some of the other quarterbacks. He's not a Florida State type of runner, but he's a good runner. He's got 100 some odd yards on the ground, 121 yards on the ground, averaging 3 yards. 39 was that on 1 carry. So, I mean, that might be where he could get us, but he's not gonna burn us. I mean, they might do some trick plays because I know this dude's gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink. And if Bama's not disciplined, I mean, the place is gonna be loud. But I don't see an Achilles heel at this point in the season. I feel that Ty Simpson is going to have the offense, and Parker Brailsford is going to have the offense on a level of deftness. This defense led by Tim Keenan and Justin Jefferson and Bray Hubbard is going to be turning on all cylinders. And, folks, I know we're pumping on the corners, and I hate it that they've played like crap too. But if they start playing good, just think where they can play. Not what they have played, just think where they can play. Damani Jackson's about to come alive. You know, Dijon Lee has been starting to come on. Xavier Mincy, I mean, he was one tug away from having an interception last game. We're building depth. So, no, I don't really, because I saw somebody worried about Missouri's depth, us getting in the second half with their running back. Yeah, they got 3 running backs. Well, we got 10 defensive linemen and a whole bunch of linebackers. So it's going to be a fight. This is college football. This is what the NIL paid for, and we're about to feast on it on Saturday, folks.
There you go. Good stuff, Lou. I know you, man, appreciate it, Lou. I know that's not a side you like to go to. It's, it's F them all. We're kicking your ass until we don't. And I love that about you, my man. But what I also love is when you see so many freshmen making plays across the field. I mean, we talk about Latsier Brooks every week. He seems to make a play every week and keep getting a little bit better. Guys like, Landon Collins has flashed. We got a 6'7" cornerback, it seems like, that's starting to kind of make plays, like you said, Lou, if we kind of get there. But I'm going to let y'all take off. Guys, freshmen are stepping up. Dan, who have you been most excited of the freshmen that have stepped up?
Man, that's easy. I mean, Michael Carroll. I mean,
I left him out intentionally because I
gave me an alley-oop, man.
Yeah, I do things like that. He's God, man. Again, he's a top 10 tackle. We'll have him a couple of years. He's a stud. He's locked in. All right, outside of the obvious, Michael Carroll.
Outside of the obvious, let me see. Freshman. Man, I'm gonna say.
Don't Chris James this list either.
Okay, yeah.
Don't summon your brother.
Leave some meat on the bone, but I'm gonna say Dijon Lee.
So the Amazon cornerback.
Man, I mean,
he left you a few.
I'm gonna leave London Simmons to Lou because I feel like that might be
go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah, man, there's plenty to go for me. I mean, I feel like the freshmen are the heart of this team right now. Like they bring a fire.
Going to him anyways.
I wasn't
going to him anyways.
That sort of surprises me, man. But I mean, my first instinct was to say Dijon Lee. Y'all know how big a fan I've been of him, and honestly, I'm putting him in over Jackson. That's still how I feel about it. But I'm going to go with a guy, Caleb Edwards. He may not necessarily be starting, but he's in there a lot. And, man, he's been knocking the stuffing out of some damn defenders on blocks. Yeah, and his run blocking is nasty. And he hadn't got the ball a whole lot, but when he has, he's been efficient with it. He's good. He's gonna be a nightmare going forward. I'm telling you, man. The cupboard's full right now, and we can only get the ball so many places, and it's a good problem to have. But I'm excited about Caleb Edwards, man.
All right, Lou. That leaves several good ones on the.
So we're obviously gonna be able to make 2 rounds of this, and I wanted to do this on purpose because I wanted everybody to get a chance.
Makes Dan smile too because he had like 7 ready. It seems like.
Right, but I'm gonna highlight a guy that I've been highlighting since I'm gonna say probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was excited when he signed. I was even more excited when he enrolled. I was even glowing a little bit when he picked his number because that number is so legendary in a crimson white uniform. And that is my guy, Latier Brooks.
Yeah, kidding.
And here's an interesting stat, and everyone's like, we have 3 number 1 receivers. That we do. We got 3 guys that have almost caught about 350 plus and a couple touchdowns each. Absolutely phenomenal. But we also got a guy, a freshman guy, who's got 9 catches. That's averaging over 17 yards per catch. That's leading the team as a true freshman. And he has been steps away from breaking it, whether it be on a kick return or one of his passes that they've shoelace tackled him. I'm telling you, when he breaks out, Alabama's offense, how potent we are right now, is going to be shot put to a whole nother galaxy, and it's going to open up the offense like people aren't even imagining right now.
Yeah, Lou, I want to piggyback on that, Lou. And a lot of people like to compare him to Jalen Water, but he's a different kind of player, man. This guy is actually hard to bring down.
Yeah,
he breaks tackles, man. This guy's built. He runs like a.
Yeah, he's a bigger receiver than what. Yeah, he's.
I'm surprised. Yeah, he's explosive. He can go up a high point the ball.
He's not bigger, Petty. He's not bigger.
Some players play bigger. It's like
he's from Jersey. That's what it is. He got that Jersey. Hey, I'm telling you, I've said it before. Look at all the players we've got from Jersey. They got different attitudes there. They got different levels of competition. It just means a little bit more. And what I said earlier, when I want somebody to show me that it means a little bit more, Lottie Brooks, it means a little bit more. Because every time he's getting tackled, he's pissed. Not like getting up, like throwing the ref the ball, like, oh, I got to tackle. He's like, man, I about broke that. I'm going to break that. And guess what? He going to break that. And once he breaks that, it's going to be Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, all these dudes piled into one. Because I'm telling you, he's got abilities that we haven't even all seen yet.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lou. I think that kid's really special. He's popping off the screen every time he gets an opportunity. Dan, do you have another one?
Ooh, y'all got all the good ones. Let me see.
Man, they mentioned him but didn't go to him. And I look with Smith coming back, the way players play him. But man, he's adding some depth in that rotation. And when he gets his shot, the kids showed a spark.
Yeah, let me tell you something about this guy. You know, he is a guy that was under the radar. Me being a recruiting guy, this was a kid that was under the radar. You know, the only offer he had, was Arkansas. Bama went and looked at him. The guy was 6'2", 350 plus pounds, and Bama like, listen, man, we like you, but he had almost 20 sacks in high school, but he was a 350-pound guy, and Bama, was trying to get away from those types of players. And the staff liked him. They're like, we really like you, man, but you got to lose weight. That's it. And that's what they'll do with guys. That's why they continue to evaluate guys. And so, it shows a lot in how serious he is because he got his weight down. He got down to 300 pounds, and that's when Bama gave him the committable offer, and he took it. But he's a workhorse. He's hard to block. He's very aggressive. He has violent hands, and he's slick. I mean, he's a la Quentin Williams. He's quick off the ball. And the guy, he's hard to block. And this just is a true freshman. He's a playmaker. He's not the run plug-in nose tackle that we used to. He's more like the Quentin Williams type of nose tackle, the guy that can really get after you. He can slip blocks, double team, it doesn't matter. He's electric off the snap. And so that's what I've been most impressed with him.
Sorry, a little distracted. I apparently have turned into floating head Chris James. So I will. Lou sent me a green screen, but I think Russians have somehow gotten involved in this situation. I don't know. So I'll go back to Marvin Constant's helmet background. I had to take Don Mattingly down because the Yankees are getting their ass kicked. Van, with that sidebar.
Look, man, Kevin Riley, I'm going to put him up there too. I mean, look, Jam Miller's the starter for a reason, and it's great to have him back, and you see a clear difference in the run game because of him. But Kevin Riley stepped up when we needed him, when Jam was hurt. And to me, he separated himself from the rest of the pack. He was patient behind his blockers. He showed a nice burst through the hole, and he did a good job in pass protection. And, you know, he's the second leading rusher on the team for a reason. And, I mean, I don't want to overlook the guy. He stepped up when we needed him.
Is that who you were going to say, Lou?
No,
Oh,
that's not who I was going to say. Am I up?
We missed who have we missed?
I mean, I get to talk about two of my favorite guys in the class, minus Michael,
minus Carroll,
King Carroll.
Yeah, the freak.
Give me Justin Hill. I know he hasn't made a lot of noise yet, but a lot of people don't pay attention to film like I pay attention to that film. This dude is mauling whoever they put in front of him. And with the injuries we have and who's stacked up, you got Yanze, now you got Justin. And we have yet to see Justin be able to rush off the edge yet. Well, this is a team that he going to get a chance to rush off the edge. And all it takes is one play. And we've seen that one play give a player all the confidence he needs. Justin Hill's hands, me and Dan have said this, are some of the most violent, if not the most violent, that came in that class throughout the country. And what he's been able to do on the goal line stands in short yardage situations, when he's been able to push and other people haven't, when he's been able to seal his hole when other people haven't, that have been on campus for 4 damn years. We got a true freshman, ain't even been on campus a year yet in Crimson, bullying people, SEC people. Justin Hill's coming, I'm telling you. And it's gonna be in the next couple weeks, because even this team likes to drop back and pass a lot. But as we get down further in the season, a lot more teams are going to be pass heavy, and that's where we're going to need the pass rushers to really start cutting their teeth. And so, yeah, give me Justin Hill, baby. That dude is different, and he's coming.
And to add on what you're saying is down in the season, that's when you have freshmen stepping up this early. I mean, you're providing depth in a long season. We're just now to getting close to halfway mark, and it's a ways to go. And these kids stepping up, like you said, are providing depth. The Landon Collins, those types of kids, lots of years. Some of them not even providing depth; they're providing spark. Speaking of spark, our chat has been a spark all night. And I think they had a few questions for us, Lou. So let's bring those bad boys up and let's get to them.
All right.
Is that one, Van? That's not a balloon machine in the bathroom.
That's hilarious.
Was that one of those volcanoes? You talking about those volcanoes, or is that some New World stuff that you kids are talking about?
I think he's talking about the condom machines there.
I thought those were water balloons. Jeff Stapleton, I have 2-part question. Does Ty remind you of Coker? Second, does this season give you 2015 vibes? Van, Lou, you're shaking your head. I'll let you answer this. Coker's fault.
No,
Coker
on both parts. Coker's like freaking Hector from Troy. Just a fearless, I want to just go like, we're gonna do this right now. and Ty right. More like, okay, guys, here's what we're about to do. And and then the second part, no, this season does not give me 2015 vibes. 2015 vibes had me feeling bad for people that we were hitting. We hit in 2015. I don't know if y'all remember, but we had some players laying straight wood in 2015, and we do not have players laying the
A
wood.
lot of non-offensive
on the football
touchdowns. Yeah, we had a lot of non-offensive touchdowns.
Yes.
Shit, we have more non-offensive touchdowns than half the SEC had offensive touchdowns that season.
All right.
So no.
And
No,
listen,
no.
let me get on that. Let me tell you, man. Ty Simpson, this is a guy that you can actually run the offense through. So no, he's a completely different type of quarterback from Jay Coker. You can give him the ball and say, here, go win the game. We can run the whole offensive game plan through this guy. That's how much command he has of this offense, in the playbook. So no, Ty Simpson is the guy, man. He has as much command on his offense as any quarterback does that's playing right now. He's playing at a high level as anybody in the country.
No, he's General Patton, and yeah, I like the all right. Keith Holcomb, any chance Bama gets caught looking ahead to Tennessee, Van?
Man, look, we talked about this a little bit earlier. If we look ahead on a team that's ranked in the top 15, then we ain't the damn team I think we can be. I mean, and that's just the truth, because you got to give a team that's a top 15 going into October, you better give them some damn respect because they're a good football team. Do I think we're better? Absolutely. If we play our game the way we should, I think we'll win. But if you overlook this because of Tennessee, you ain't a playoff team to begin with. And that's just the truth of it.
Anything to add to that, guys? Because that pretty much sums it up.
Ditto.
There you go. You can't look ahead. You're playing a damn top 15 team on the road in the SEC. No, 1-0.
I don't care if it's Eastern Illinois, man.
Yeah.
Show up and play. Every game, 1-0. I mean, I know it's cliche. I know we've heard it, but we've heard it a lot because it works. That mentality works. That's how champions are built.
No, live in the moment.
Overlook any damn body.
Be where you feel.
Time out. Patty, didn't somebody ask you not to piss me off tonight? Who mentioned Tennessee on the show?
I didn't do it.
Hey, to be fair, the first family of football, he definitely looks adopted right now. Because I've heard it said, if Ty Simpson changed his name to Arch Manning, they'd have given him the Heisman Trophy last week, and they would have stopped. They would have stopped the Heisman race. Might have named it after him. All right, so you got to be loving that part of it. You got to be loving that part of it.
He's going to lose on the backup this weekend in the Red River Shootout.
Yeah. God, I can't wait to talk about that Saturday morning. But as we move on.
Nuffinburger, do y'all think Richard Young hits the transfer portal? Does it matter if he's not getting the job done?
We're in the middle of the season. We still got a whole nother season.
Richard Young needs to learn how to block
for the season. It's too early to say. He can still have an impact. It's too early. We're only 5 games into the season, folks.
Absolutely.
It's a 15-game climb to the mountain in the SEC.
People get hurt. Depth has to be shuffled around. And not only that, but if he wants to get more playing time, don't get your ass blowed up in pass protection. I like the guy. I think he shows a lot of good abilities with the ball in his hand. Learn how to block, man.
Yeah, he did get blown up in pass pro pretty bad.
Pretty damn bad.
And everybody can run at this level. Like if you can run, but pass pro, if you can't pass pro, you don't play.
You remember Derrick Henry as a freshman?
Can't block, you don't run.
Hey, in his defense, when he was in high school, he didn't have to block anybody.
Anybody. That was the funniest thing ever. He's like, block. What? Who does that? You give me the ball, I score. What the hell is blocking?
He was technical ball.
I give full defense on Derek not knowing what the hell even the word block meant.
Yeah, but he caught up on it well.
Get out of the way when I run.
Joe Edwards, what?
We answered that.
All right. Ty Simpson burner. Boy, Ty, you could have taught Hugh Freeze some shit back in the day. Jeff Stapleton, didn't you say something about Jaden Roberts' mom kept him out of the game? Okay. Justin, I know Justin on our other shows close to the Roberts. He's a friend of the program, friend of the show. I don't know, man. There's something more going on to the story here, right? Or is it just the kid is getting beat out? I don't know. Somebody want to take that further, Dan?
I'm not gonna touch that.
I was gonna go to our inside source guy, but he's not gonna touch that. Look, sometimes, man, things don't. It doesn't seem black and white because it's not a black and white world. There's a lot of damn gray, and it seems like there's some gray in the situation. So I'll leave it at that. I don't know it personally.
Shit. I'll touch it. I'll get all up in it. This is a man's world. And if you ain't going to bring your hat and pail, better get out the way because William Sanders is coming. So.
Spill it. Come on. No, don't tease us. You got it. All right. Jeff Stapleton, I have a two-part question.
Okay,
Hold on. I've already answered that one.
We done it.
He got me off with what you just flashed on there.
Are any of you guys going to be there for the Tennessee game?
I won't be.
Unfortunately, not this guy.
Me, be around Tennessee fans. Let's just imagine how that goes. Y'all seen the Hulk #2? Yeah. Not a good idea for me.
Be jamming. Is there any other team that is above and beyond any of the top 8 teams? I wonder if this coming because the guy I mentioned earlier that the top 8 in the SEC, you could literally at this point see any of them going to the playoffs or making a run. I know you said Bama has no Achilles heel. Is Bama the cream of the crop in the SEC in your mind right now? Is there any team?
Is he talking about the SEC or the country?
Well, let's do both. Hey, it's our world, Blue. We can do what we want. So let's do both.
I would imagine.
Let's talk both. Let's SEC and then let's do country because I do think there's
the top 8 in the SEC is set. You know, it ain't nobody that's above beyond anybody in the top 8 of the SEC. So
you don't think anybody has separated themselves from one another in the top 8?
No, they're saying is there any other team that's above beyond any of the top 8? So you got to be talking about the country.
Yeah. So let's do the country.
Are you saying country? Okay. He said he okay. Is there any other team that is above and beyond any of the top 8 teams?
Ooh, above and beyond. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure everybody in the top 8 belongs there, starting with double agent teams.
Let's say Miami is without a doubt the best team in the country. So what does that say about South Florida? You could say they're better than some of these teams in the top 8.
Man, I have a hard time buying in with Miami. I know they're talented. I know they're a good program. I like their coach. But I watch them lose games at the end of the year every damn year. They haven't won a bowl game in like 4 years. I'll believe it when I see it, man, and I'll give them their props if they come out on top of everything. But they got to show me something.
If they really, in all seriousness, if there is one, it'll have to be Georgia for me.
Well, now wait, how y'all feeling about Texas Tech right now?
I think they're legit. I think in the new world that they're a good football program. I don't
because on ESPN's poll they're sitting at 9.
But I don't know who they've played either. I think Utah is vastly overrated. They're not a good team in this new era. Everybody's like, oh, Kyle Whittingham, it's always tough. Bullshit. Not when you don't have players. They would just went and ran them. But I'll tell you what, man. I watched them against Houston this week, and they still took care of business on the road when normal Texas Tech would go lose that game or either win it really ugly. I mean, you got to talk Ohio. I hate them. I know Lou's going to lose his shit. Okay, they said, was I going to piss off Lou tonight? At the 109-13 mark, here it comes. Ohio State, you got to put in the damn conversation. I mean, until someone beats their ass.
Hey, listen, I want to throw another team out there that no one's talking about that's lingering. That's the Rambling Wreck.
Georgia Tech.
But I'm above and beyond what's in the top 8, though. I don't know. Cristobal, man, that dude. He tried to blow the game the other night against Florida State.
He'll do it.
He did.
So that's why I'm with you. I'm not sure I could put Miami above and beyond. I'm not sure I can anybody. I don't. Oregon struggled with that Penn State team that just lost to the shitty Nico and UCLA squad out there in LA.
Couldn't happen to a better fan base. You know how I feel about Penn State, but
I mean, I think, no homer or whatever. I think how do you not argue Alabama right now? You go on the road and win in Athens. You beat the mighty Vanderbilt Commodores. It's everybody's darling, and Ty Simpson was hands down the better quarterback on the field that day, and it wasn't even a contest. I think Bama's playing some of the best football there is right now, isn't there? So, I mean, I think they may be a little under. I don't know, man. This is a tough question because I do agree. Whether we like it or not, this is the new era of college football. There are warts with everybody.
I like what I'm seeing from Bama. I still need to see a complete game, but I mean, it's hard to erase that first game completely.
Yep. Yeah. And not believe it can't come back at some point.
Absolutely. So I think Alabama's sitting about where Alabama needs to be.
Yeah. You don't want Alabama to forget that first game.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sold on. I think A&M's good. I think Elko's good for him. Marcel Reed is very inaccurate at times. At times he's unbelievable and dynamic. At times he'll have a wide receiver and throw it, into row 3.
He got 2 of the top 5 receivers in the SEC.
I think it's anybody's ball game. I'll say that. But the problem.
It's heating up.
Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead.
I mean, if you're going right now, the hot topic's going to be Miami. They're the hot, shiny new toy.
Mm-hmm.
They've been beating everybody. They've showed great progress, and they've boasted some of the best numbers on both sides of the football.
Nice roster.
Right. Here's the thing. They got to make it through the whole season. And I'm not saying they don't have it, but their depth is kind of a question in certain key positions, especially playing ACC football, because that's not an easy conference. Some of those teams play rough, especially in the trenches. And so to answer that question, I would say that no one's really separated themselves in the top 15, really, because anybody's been shown that they can be beat on any given night as far as this season. So as far as what it goes to, the question is if the coaches can keep these kids focused in today's age in football. And I think the distractions of what goes on in a college football player's life are showing through to volition, because there is absolutely no team in the country where you're just like, yep, they're winning the Natty, or yep, that's the best quarterback, or yep, that's the best receiver, or yep, that's the best defense. Mm-hmm. And normally in college football, the last 20 years I've been paying attention, that you've been able to say that definitively. There's not a team that does anything definitively top-notch every game of the season thus far this season.
Are you getting 2007 vibes? Is that what you're getting? One of the wildest years in college football history?
Yeah, I am. And I think Lou spelled it out just then beautifully. I think you can't definitively look at any team and say, oh, yeah, like you could with some of those Bama teams, like, man, it's going to take a freaking something crazy for this team not to win a national title. I mean, there's no team you could say that. It's going to – a lot of teams you're going to be like, well, it'll take something crazy for them to win it, but they got a good chance they could be in it. But there's, yeah, Van, I think we're in for a ride, man. Buckle the hell up. But on the flip side, if you're an Alabama fan today, you got to be sitting pretty good because your teams looked as good as any of them.
Yep.
The last few weeks, but they're warts. I know we don't like to talk about them, Lou, but that Florida State game is a wart that will not go away. Every time you wake up and look in the mirrors, man, that some bitch is staring you in the face like, God, I can't forget it. I can't cut it off. I can't remove it. But again, you also can't ignore the fact that that's now 6 weeks ago, and every week since has just been an upward trajectory. So, Latoya Billingsley, whose front seven is better, Vandy or Mizzou? Mizzou. But y'all want to. Mizzou's got some. Again, That Jack linebacker, the Wilson kid, that they've got a senior defensive end. I can't think of it, but man, no, that Mizzou's got a. That's the thing, though, man. Mizzou's a tale of two sides on the defense, right? Their front seven is as nasty, and they're stopping the run. Their back seven is gettable. If Bama's offensive line keeps progressing and wins that battle against the front seven and gives Ty time, he could. And I think Rhett brought it up a second ago. Definitely a solid game, but could have played better. I do agree. I think Ty, that's the one thing, and Van alluded to it earlier in the show. We didn't pull away in the second half. And I think Ty maybe missed some guys in the second half. But on the flip side, there were 2 or 3 plays where he extended plays with his feet, kept his eyes downfield. That were some of the best plays I think he's made this season that were just, I mean, freaking masterful. He made one play keeping his eyes downfield, and the way he turned his hips and shoulders so quick to square back up. Again, man, I could do a show. I'm going to try to temper my Ty excitement right now, but Ty's playing as good a football at quarterback right now as anybody in college football. I don't give a shit. Call us Crimson Homers, call us whatever you will. I'm not. I'll call it like it is. I called hell all last year for talking about our quarter. If Ty wasn't doing it, I would say it now. But, man, this kid, again, call him Patton because he's a fucking general. Sam, who will be the difference maker on offense and defense for Bama against Missouri? Let's do this real quick. This is a great question. I want everybody to answer it, but let's do it so I know we're running on time. And Dan's got, the nursing home, them ladies are going to be asleep before he gets there to dance. Dan, difference maker on offense and defense. Huh?
You're messing with my money.
Messing with my money. Difference maker on offense, defense, Dan.
Ooh. On offense, hey, we got to say Jam Miller, man.
Great.
Defense, this type of game, man, we're going to need Deontay Lawson to play his best game. So I'm going to go with those two as my difference makers.
Jam and Deontay, great answers. Boy, Jam really showed a spark. You could tell that Russ from the Georgia.
Dan, say that second one again.
Is it double alt? Is it single alt?
I don't know. I ain't heard his name called much this year. It's something like first name Lawson. Yeah, I forget his first name. Yeah, we haven't heard his name called much this year.
Man, no. Who's the difference maker on offense and defense for Bama?
All right. At first, I was going to go a little different, but this is who will be the difference maker. Ty's going to be the difference maker on offense because part of extending drives is getting those key third downs, and when they're longer than 3rd and 3, we're going to need him to help keep doing that because I still think we got to play keep away. We don't want to keep giving them the ball and letting them run. So we need Ty to play his ball game, and I need to see Bray Hubbard knocking some heads around, beating on the running back a little bit. That's my 2.
All right, Lou. See them faces you've been making this whole time. Let it rip, buddy.
Well, on defense, I said it earlier. He's hungry, and he's out for blood at this point. Give me James Smith, difference maker. Mm-hmm. He's going to make some impactful plays. He might even get a strip fumble, strip sack, something like that. It's going to happen. I'm going to speak it into volition. And on the offensive side, you know what? Sometimes the scariest thing about a virus might be that virus's Achilles heel. And I think that Ryan Grubb is going to utilize that exact thinking. So I think the difference maker on offense is going to be his introduction to college football. And that's going to be Caleb Edwards absolutely abusing Missouri's linebackers and pass covers because, yeah, they're good, but here's the thing. It's called muscle and size. Caleb Edwards runs 6'6", about 260. Ain't none of their linebackers even close to that. And I think Ryan Grubb, with what he's been able to do on the outside, is going to create enough mischief and have their cornerbacks thinking outside, and the linebackers going to be relied on, well, we at least don't have to worry about the middle. And then Ty Simpson sees it come open. And there goes Caleb Edwards for a 45-yard score. So that's my 2.
Love it. And Lou, I normally don't like piggybacking, but I saw a volcano brewing in a kid's eyes Saturday night when he finally got his chance to step on that football field. I'm with you. I think this is a game that James Smith does some Bama shit like we saw with Marcel Darius against Texas, where you just see a defensive lineman, or the game of Jonathan Allen against Texas A&M, where he went full fucking Superman on them bitches. I could see James Smith having one of those defensive line games. On the flip side, I am going to go different from the rest of you guys on offense. I think that, and I'm going to go with a unit. I think the offensive line is going to be the difference. I think they take over this game, and that's what gives Ty his time to pick their asses apart. And, dude, we talked about this 2 years ago when this offensive came down from Washington. We expected to see multiple 700-800-yard receivers, not one 1,200-yard and then a couple 5. We expected to have 4, 5, 7. We're seeing that now. So I'm going with the offensive line. They're going to give Ty the time to pick this game apart. I do think this is a trap. I'm scared to death of it. But if I'm looking X's and O's and picking it, I see Bama's the better team, and I see it because of that reason right there. This offensive line is going to give Ty that time to keep growing into the story he's becoming in college football, which is a guy that's going to be sitting in the Heisman ceremony at the end of it. Fellas, do we have any more questions, Lou? That seems like a damn good one to end on, but if not, we can.
We'll end on that one.
That was like a damn perfect. Guys, great night. Huge week. We're in the thick of this shit, man. College football. This is what we're here for. We're in the playoff hunt. This new era, and our team is looking damn good. And we got a huge one coming up at Missouri. This is going to be a great Saturday. I know we've got some big fish coming, those ugly orange pumpkins, but we got to go up the road and take care of business. It's like you guys said, 1-0 before we can even think about that coming up in a week. With that said, before you get out of here, we've got a great, man, we 90-something chat. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow us at all of our stuff. And I'm going to go around the room and let you tell about all the follows and then finish up with Lou and let him tell you about what the final whistle has got going on this network. Dan, when you're not dancing for the ladies, when you're not putting the force smack down on Star Wars asses, where can people find you?
Listen, you can find me on X at the Final Whistle Dan, Instagram Dan James IV, right here every Tuesday night. The Final Whistle, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, with my Crimson Avengers.
That's right.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Man,
you find me here on Tuesday nights. Other than that, you probably ain't gonna find me. I disappear pretty well. I just want to thank everybody in the chat for showing up, asking great questions, keeping the momentum going. We got the best chat room on YouTube.
Yep.
Looking forward to the game, and pass it to Lou.
Lou got the serious look. Tell them where to find you or not find you, Lou. And tell them about all the awesome stuff y'all are doing on here at the Final Whistle on Saturdays. He's pulling it up.
Well, you can find me on, Saturday mornings with a couple of guys, not from this show, doing the Saturday AM Scramble. This week it's going to be pretty violent because we talk about all the top 25, and there was some stuff that happened, and some teams got to be talked about, and some teams got to get roasted because I said some things in the early part of the season, and they're coming to volition. And guys, it's going to be a fun day. We got some good anchors on there with me. There's some knowledgeable guys. They're from different universities. They're not from the SEC, so we don't got to worry about that. And then we got, as always, the Final Whistle post-game show, the Ivory Room, which will be me and Van and whoever else wants to join. It'll be right after the game. Post-game show, we'll break it down, everything that happened against the Missouri Tigers. So you want to join us for that. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Lucian Graves. Twitter is down on the screen. All of our X's are actually down there. Go ahead and follow us, like and subscribe. I want to thank everybody for coming out. And to the B-Sci-Fi, Y'all keep the main thing the main damn thing. Petty, take us out. You're muted.
Can't say it no better. Sorry, somebody had texted me, or you watching. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'd turned the Yankees off because they were down 6-1 earlier. And they have come back on Toronto, trying to act like Yankees and up 7-6. But with that said, I'm Petty. I'm the captain of this Avengers ship. It has been a great night, man. Our numbers are steadily growing. We really appreciate you fans out there. Keep coming back. Like Lou said, they've got amazing stuff going on Saturday. Follow me at Petty_Daniel. Be with my Avengers every Tuesday night talking Alabama football. And we will be back next week after Bama kicks that Missouri ass. Let's finish on those words, fellas. I say 2. It's usually 3, 4. You know, don't give a piss about nothing. Roll Tide or RMFT. Whatever. Finish on your words. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll damn Tide.
We don't give a piss about nothing but the Crimson Tide. Roll it.